Hello and welcome back. My name is Myre and this is the roadmap roundup for December 15th, 2021. So let's just get into it, shall we? So for Alpha 3.16, it says this week we'd like to give an update on the state of Alpha 3.16 and what you can expect to hit the live servers before holiday break next week versus what we'll release at the beginning of the new year. It sounds like this patch is already being split into two. So Star Citizen Alpha 3.15 took longer to get out the door than we had initially planned, which has limited the amount of time we had to stabilize the 3.16 codebase. For this reason, we've opted to branch from the 3.15 development stream to avoid risking overall stability, which has been the best we've had in years. It actually kind of has. So taking this approach means we'll be operating on the same code base that's currently on the live servers, while manually integrating 3.16 features, specifically those we deem low risk to integrate. So it was important for us to try and limit content moving back a full quarter to Alpha 3.17, as we're eager for you all to have refreshing and engaging content to play over the holiday break and into the early new year. For this reason, in addition to the next week's release, we also plan to release a content patch, so 3.16.1, when we return from holiday break next year. So this patch will include some of the content that we were unable to integrate before the holidays. Okay, so release view. So as mentioned in both the roadmap caveats and letter from the chairman that accompanied our new roadmap back in 2020, features that are marked as committed for a release window are done so with at least 90% certainty that the feature won't move. Only in extremely rare cases will something shift once put into this committed state. So I'm guessing something has. So since that announcement, we've successfully marked 66 feature cards on the roadmap as committed, with today's roadmap roundup introducing one card, mining gadgets, which will need to be reverted. All right, so that's that then. So the features below have successfully been integrated into the Alpha 3.16 patch targeting next week for release to the live servers. These also come alongside improvements to the lore system, atmospheric bounties, and other gameplay improvements, which you can read more about there. So Area 18 Hospital, so the Empire Hospital in Area 18, the Dying Star updated map by Firesprite, the Gravlev physics rework, and Jumptown 2.0. So the following features are now slated for the 3.16.1 content update at the start of the next year. So derelict spaceships as a point of interest, and the laser trip mine tier 0. So those two will likely coincide with each other, and you might find wrecks and stuff in the future that do have trip mines in them because they might be an interesting puzzle. I guess think like Half-Life 2 and that kind of thing. So the following features are being relocated to 3.17's column as they're being integrated into that branch. So the DNA head texture updates and the mining gadgets. So that's gonna be a bit of a stinger there because I mean those are kind of the two features of this patch that people were most looking forward to. You know, mining already is a very fleshed out kind of gameplay loop, but you know, with ISC showing off these devices and everything else, this is a pretty major disappointment here. But again, you know, with 3.15 being the bear that it was, you know, there it is. So on the progress tracker, the following deliverables have been added to the progress tracker. So lockable containers. So lockable containers will add the ability for designers to lock entities with either physical or electronic locks, which can be opened with a key or forced open via cutting, destroying, or hacking the lock. This deliverable has been added to the EU-PU gameplay feature team's schedule. So let's go ahead and have a look at the progress tracker right now and see where lockable containers are and what is the issue with them. So lockable containers under deliverables. So lockable. Okay. So let's widen that. So that's slated for, that's actually started, but work on that is going to be going up until the end of Q3, pretty much, next year. So, lockable containers will add the ability for designers to lock entities with either physical or electronic locks, which can be opened with a key or forced open via cutting, destroying, or hacking the lock. So this is likely something that will coincide with, let's say, I don't know, like salvage, for instance, whenever that comes in the new year. Alright, so FPS Devices Tier 1. So, while throwable and consumable devices already exist within Star Citizen as grenades and med pens, further work on this system will enable us to more easily create new items with different effects when used. This includes the development of deployable devices or items that can be carried around as part of a player loadout, equipped and deployed onto a surface, and this deliverable has been added to the weapons feature team's schedule. Okay, and let's have a look and see where that's coming in under FPS Devices. Okay, so FPS Devices Tier 1. So this will be starting towards the beginning of February and is slated to be done by the end of June next year. Alright, so this includes the development of deployable devices or items that can be carried around as part of the player loadout. So deployable devices, I mean, like, does this include things like the drop shield that they talked about way back when for, like, Star Marine? Alright, so the vehicle tech team has moved from being an upstream team to a downstream team. As a reminder, this means that the team is a more reactive role and plans only 1 quarter ahead rather than a whole year. So this team is keeping their current schedule through Q1, but some of their longer-term deliverables are coming off the progress tracker until we approach that time frame next year. For this reason, the following deliverables are being removed from the progress tracker temporarily. So multi-grid signed distance fields for capital ship destruction, so making capital ships blowing up look prettier, and cockpit button animations, so just making sure that, like, you know, the buttons on cockpits are state aware and look good, aren't just, you know, like 3D like shapes that don't do anything. So what they mean again for upstream and downstream, so teams that are upstream are the ones that are, like, basically, in a nutshell, they are the people like the concept artists, like the lore team, like the people that basically make all the building blocks that then need to be made before they go downstream, and the downstream teams are, as they say, reactive, and they then work on those things to create the finished feature. So, like, you know, things like from art to, like, let's say, like an asset and that kind of thing. Alright, so that's all for this week. This is also our last roadmap roundup of the year. Our next roadmap update is slated for January the 26th. 2022, so it looks like there won't be another roadmap roundup for quite some time, like a whole month away now, from a whole month in like a whole month and 6 days from today. So yeah, all in all, I guess it's letting us know a bit more about what's happening. It's very sad to see that the trip mines, the derelict ship points of interest, and also the new mining gadgets are not going to be making their way through into this patch over the new year. They were the most anticipated things of the patch. Things like the Area 18 hospital and stuff, I guess most could, you know, take or leave. Dying Star getting their updated map, it does look really good. It looks really cool. At the moment, the map has a lot of, like, you know, gas clouds and nebulas and stuff like that. Currently, though, within the dogfighting module or model, there are no ambient signatures and, like, signals and stuff to kind of obscure targeting when you are in those clouds. So it's all visual for now, but in the future, it could make for very interesting, I guess, practice grounds for those sorts of situations. And of course, Jumptown 2.0 is coming in, and I guess you could argue is something that's, you know, relatively interesting. So it'll be fun to see, or cool to see that. Hopefully it's a dynamic event that lasts a little bit longer than the ones they've done before, which, you know, personally, they do kind of feel like flash in the pan because they're here, then they're gone, and it's like, okay, that was fun, but now what do we do? Anyway, I guess that's enough opinion for one day. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll be here whenever they release the next roadmap roundup, which I guess is a whole month away from now. Again, the monthly report from November will be up soon, maybe a day or so after this video comes out. We'll also be maybe perhaps doing some more lore stuff to tide us over until the new year, because again, content-wise, it's going to be a bit dry for Star Citizen going forwards until, of course, the latter week of January. Anyway, thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, be good.